Welcome to YouTube channel. Today class for BCom Computer Applications final year students, semester 6, subject Electronic Commerce. Today's topic is mercantile process model from the merchant's perspective. So earlier we discussed about the mercantile process models. In this models, a platform is created between the consumers and the merchants to move the products from merchants to customer. That may be a product or service. Especially a platform is created through a network, that is with help of the electronic commerce a platform is created. So different type of models are there. In these two mercantile process models from consumer's perspective, mercantile process model from the merchant's perspective, both are popular. So there are many issues are resolved. Mostly both models are developed consumer oriented as well as merchant oriented. So the best way to provide the best service to the consumers, at the same time the merchants will get a good profits. So we'll see what is mercantile process model from merchant's perspective. We'll discuss now. Electronic commerce, giving an example, the best suitable example for mercantile process model from the merchant's perspective. Such model here it is order management cycle, OMC. Order management cycle is one of the best model of electronic commerce for mercantile process model from the merchant's perspective. Here the customer placing an order for to get a product or service from the merchant. Here to order to deliver cycle from the merchant's perspective has been managed with an eye towards standardization and cost. Once again, to order to deliver cycle from the merchant's perspective has been managed with an eye towards standardization and cost. This is based on assumption that the organization must create a set of operating standard for service and production. They perform to those standards while minimizing the cost. To fully realize and maintain a competitive advantage in the online environment, it is necessary to examine the order management cycle. That also includes the traditional order to deliver cycle. However, the OMC has the following generic steps. Once again discuss about the order management cycle. The order management cycle is developed to provide standards and a competitive advantage in the online environment. And moreover, it is necessary to examine the OMC for the purpose various comparisons included with the traditional order to delivery cycle. Before the online environment, consumers may purchase products in traditional manner. There also order management cycle is there. Here online environment order management cycle is there. This order management cycle comparing various steps involved in traditional management cycle. That is, for to examine such various steps, various activities with the OMC comparison with the traditional mechanism. Here there are 8 steps are involved in order management cycle. So here 8 steps are there. These 8 steps are divided into 3 phases. such a figure. Here we can observe this. This is the figure of order management cycle, OMC. So here there are 8 steps are there. The first 2 steps is the first phase, then 4 steps are in second phase, and the last 2 steps are in third phase. So the first phase means three phases are there. The first phase, pre-sales interaction. The second phase is product or service production and delivery, and the last phase is post sales interaction. In previous class we discussed about the um, mercantile process model from consumer's perspective. There also we observe 3 phases, that is pre-purchase preparation, purchase consummation, post-purchase interaction. That is purchase part, because that the model designed in consumer point of view. What the job of consumer means? Purchasing. Here the merchant job is selling. So in sales point of view, here also 3 phases are classified into 3 phases. The first one is pre-sales interaction, and the second phase is the production or service product or service production and delivery, and the last one phase is the post sales interaction. Here the discussing about the pre-sales interaction. In this, the merchant provided a facility in pre-sales interaction, that is 2 types or 2 steps or 2 activities are involved. That is customer inquiry and order planning and generation. In the first stage, a facility provided to the customer to inquiry about the product and company or service. At the same time, it allowed to plan an order and to generate an order. Then once the order initiated, order planned by the consumer, then in this first step it is cost estimation and pricing of product services, pricing of product or services. So here this figure about the order management cycle to provide product or service to the consumer. Such product or service providing by the merchant. So in the first stage, in the first phase, the merchant provided a facility as 2 activities or 2 steps. One is customer inquiry and order planning and generation, and second one is cost estimation and pricing of product or service. What the customers is expecting, or what the customers are placing an order for a particular product or service. Such product or service cost must be estimated, and cost estimation prices must be estimated as a second activity or second step in the pre-sales interaction. Then next step, that is product or service production and delivery. It contains the 4 activities. Number 1, order receipt and entry, order selection and prioritization, order scheduling, order fulfillment and delivery. These are the 4 stages are there. Then the first activity is order receipt and entry. At the same time, the merchant provided a online environment. With such an online environment, there are more number of customers are placing more number of orders. All such orders must be recorded, and acknowledgement should be given as the order is taken. So that acknowledgement will be considered as a order receipt. Once the acknowledgement has given to the consumer, as well as such order must be recorded as a part of the entry. Order receipt and entry is the first step in product or service production delivery phase. Then once the orders are taken on particular session or particular time, such orders must be sorted and such orders must be selected, and the priority has given for the various orders. So in the second stage of second step, what it is doing means all orders must be recorded in trade, and all such orders has given some priority numbers based on the schedule or based on the priority factors defined at the second stage or second step in the product service production delivery mechanism. Once the order selection prioritization completed, such based on the priorities, such orders must be scheduled, or nothing but a process should be initiated to schedule such product delivery or product moving purpose. That is nothing but product order scheduling. Based on the schedules, that is time and date, time and the mechanism, such orders must be fulfilled. So that means a particular order may contains different type of products. All such products must be gathered, collected and packed, and necessary address should be acknowledged on that pack. Then such products must be moved or moving into the delivery mechanism, that is order fulfillment and delivery. These are the 4 steps or 4 activities involved as a part of the product service and products oblique product or service production delivery mechanism is the second stage. And the final one, order billing and account payment arrangement. Once the order is packed, based on the packing order, based on the price cost estimation, order billing should be made, and payment mechanism also created, payment mechanism also initiated. Then along with the product, the bill can be sent through delivery mode. Then after the delivery of the product, the payment should be taken by the merchant. That may be the payment should be taken at the time of order, or the payment should be taken at the delivery of the product, or as per the payment mode which are created at the time of order management system. Such payment should be taken. After that, after completion of product delivery, necessary training or necessary support should be given by the merchant to the customer. That is nothing but customer service and support. These are the 7 steps. 3 phases are included as a part of the order management cycle. It is the best example for mercantile process model from consumer's perspective. Once again, elaborate brief discussion about this order management cycle. There are 3 steps are there. Number 1, pre-sales interaction, and second step is the product service purchase and delivery, and third step 3 is the post-sales interaction. That means before selling, the customer need to interact with the merchant, or the merchant need to inquire, the merchant need to interact with the customer to sell their products. Then after the interaction, before the selling, if the customer is satisfied with the product details and service details and interaction with the customer, the next step it is created by the merchant, that is products service purchase and delivery. So that means the order must be taken, cost estimation should be given, the pricing should be created, and the such order must be entered, and receipt should be given to the customer. Once the order is taken, all such orders must be given some priority. Based on the priorities and selection, the schedule order selection should be created. Then once the order is delivered, product is delivered to the consumer, then necessary support, necessary training should be given as a part of the post to sales interaction. It is the basic 3 steps are there. I'll discuss one by one. That is pre-sales interaction, order planning and order generation. In this, in the pre-sales part, generally pre-sales, that is customer inquiry and order planning and generation is included. For this order planning and generation mechanism, the business process begins long before an actual order placed by the customer. The production plans develops the final forecast used to hire workers and built inventory. Order planning leads into order generation. Orders are generated into number of wages into e-commerce environment such as sales force broadcast. Since personalized email to customer to or creates a www web page. In the first stage, what is going on means customer inquiry and included order planning and generation. Generally, the business process begins before an actual order placed by the customer. The production planners develops the final forecast used to hire workers and build inventory. Orders planning leads into order generation. Orders are generated into number of wages into e-commerce environment such as sales force broadcast. Since a personalized email to customer or creates a www web page. Here that means order planning means before the sales begin, a long before the sales of the actual sales, a long planning is there. In that long planning, there are more number of inventories created, more number of workers are hired. With help of the inventory and hiring workers, the necessary information sent to the consumers in the environment, e-commerce environment, through an email or by placing an information in the World Wide Web page. Based on the available information on the website and the information which is received through email, the consumers may interest to place an order. Once the consumers are attracted, once the customers are interested, so show interest on products or service to purchase, then the order planning should be initiated. Once the order planning is there, it leads to the order generation. Based on the order generation, for a particular order, the cost should be estimated and it will be considered as a cost estimation pricing. Here the pricing is the bridge between the customer needs and company capabilities. So the most important thing here, pricing. Only the price establishes a relationship between the customer and merchants. Here the price, what it is doing, it is the customer needs as well as company capabilities. Here the pricing at the individual order level depends on understanding the value to the customer that is generated by each order, etc. Through order based pricing, it is difficult to generate greater profits that are indicated by pricing. Here the most important thing is based on the understanding the value of the customer based on the order placed by the customer, but it is difficult to generate profits that are indicated by pricing. Here the both two steps are part of the pre-sales interaction. Then come to product or service production and purchase and delivery. It is the second stage. It involves the 4 steps. One is order receipt and entry and order selection and prioritization. Third one, order scheduling, and fourth one is order fulfillment and delivery. Here the order receipt and entry. After the acceptable price code from the merchant, the customer enters the order, receipts and entries paid in OMC. Once the cost estimation pricing fixed by the merchant, if the customer is satisfied with that acceptable price, then the customer enter into the order to place an order and takes the order receipt, and such entries must be recorded by the merchant in OMC under management cycle. Then the second point, order selection and prioritization. Here the customer service representatives are responsible for choosing which to accept and which order to decline. Here some of the orders to be declined, some of the orders to be accepted. That is, different factors, different mechanisms should be taken into consideration to accept and receipt. For all these acceptance and receipts decline purpose, the customer representatives will take a responsibility. So some of the rules are included in this. According to the rules, the customer service representatives will consider, accept, and they decline some of the orders. Not all customer orders are created equal. Some are better business and some are fit into the company's capability and offers healthy profits. Here some of the orders provide a healthy profits. Some of the orders are suitable to the company. Some of the orders are not suitable. So for that purpose, various factors should be defined for the customer service representatives to accept and decline a particular order. Then companies also make gains by the way they handle over priority to check which order to execute faster. Sometimes some of the orders may provide great profits to the company. So here the selection prioritization must be most important key role, because some of the orders need to be generated or executed faster, which some of the orders are which orders to provide a great profits. Such orders must be executed in faster mechanism. This is the second stage in the second phase. Then third one, order scheduling. Once the prioritization selection is completed, then such orders must be executed in a manner of scheduling mechanism. During this phase, prioritized orders are get slotted into an actual production or operational sequences. Production people seek to minimize equipment change over communication between the various function units is must essential in this phase of OMC. So as per the priority, as per the schedules, the necessary communication should be passed to the production people. Based on the orders, based on the priority, based on the schedules, the production people seek such orders, and they may they may produce products and they will pack up as per the slots in the schedule mechanism. This is the third step in the second phase. Then order fulfillment and delivery. During the fulfillment and delivery, the actual provision of products service is made, while the details vary from industry to industry. In every company, this step has become increasingly complex. Often order fulfillment involves multiple function and location. Different parts of any order may be created in different manufacturing facilities and merged at another site, or order may be manufactured in one location, warehoused in second, and installed in the third. In some business, fulfillment includes third-party vendor. In service operations, it can mean sending individuals with different to the customer's site. The more complicated task, the more coordination required across this organization. Here there are some points are most important thing here in this order. Number one, during order fulfillment delivery, the actual provision of product or service is made, while the details vary from industry to industry. In almost every company, this step has become increasingly complex. Generally, in any for any company, this step will be more complex because order fulfillment involves multiple functions and different locations. In different parts of any order may be created in different manufacturing facilities and merged at another site, and order may be manufactured in one location, warehoused in second, and installed in third. There are various locations are there, various departments should be communicated, and such products must be gathered and merged together, and the product may be created. It is created at one place, moved to one site, and stored at one place, and moving from another place. These are the various places various persons should need to be communicated. So it will be treated as a complex step. Then in some business, fulfillment includes third party vendor. In some businesses may include a third party vendor. In service operations, it can mean sending individuals with different talent to the customer side. The more complicated task, the more coordination required across the organization for this fulfillment and delivery. And come to last step in the second phase, that is order billing and payment. So it is also crucial thing for delivery of the product is not only the key component. The payment should be collection also important. Without payments, the organization, the merchant may get more losses. So for this purpose, order billing and payment. So after the order has been fulfilled, delivered billing is typically handled by the finance staff, who view their job getting the bill out effectively and collecting quickly. The billing function is designed to serve the needs of the company, not the customer service. Here, order billing and payment mechanism. After the order has been fulfilled and delivered, is typically handled by the financial staff, who view their job as getting bill out effectively and collecting quickly. The billing function is designed to serve the needs of the company, not the customer service. Generally, the billing for the company survival, not for the customer service. But once the billing is properly is there and collected quickly, it is both it is the best service provided to the customer, as well as it provided the best service to the customer, as well as by collecting the price, collecting the payment, that is most useful to the merchant. Then post sales interaction, customer service and support is the first step in the post sales interaction. What is the customer service, what is it support means? This phase plays an interestingly important role in all elements of company's profit equation. Customer value, price, customer ఎందుకు చూస్తుంది మాట తీసుకుంటు మనం here here the customer service and support in this phase this phase plays an interestingly important role in all elements of a company's profit equation: customer value, price, and cost. Depending on the specifications of business, it can include elements such as physical installation of product, repair, and maintenance. So, in the customer service and support, there are the steps are involved such as uh, product installation, physical installation of a product, and some of the repairs and maintenance and customer training, equipment upgrading and disposal. These are the various activities involved as a part of the customer service and support. Thus, the post-sale service can affect customer satisfaction and company profitability of the year. If the customer is satisfied with the services provided after the sales, then automatically the customer shows or the customer advertise about the product and the company with such advertisement, with such mouth publicity, the company will get more profits, right? That is the system. Then, but in most companies, the post sale service people are not linked to any mark. Then electronic payment systems. Then one more is there, that is order billing and bill payment management, customer service support. These two activities as a part of the post sales interaction. Then come to mercantile process model, merchant's perspective, explained with the order management cycle. The order management cycle consists 8 steps and 3 phases. In 3 phases, that is pre-sales interaction, product or service production and delivery, and post-sales interaction. There are 8 steps are there. In the first stage, in the first phase, there are 2 steps, 2 activities. And the second phase, it is 4 activities. And third phase is 2 activities. Once again, see this. The figure, order management cycle figure, will see. Once again, I want to repeat the topic which was discussed now. This is the figure. This is the order management cycle. It illustrates about the mercantile process model, merchant's perspective. So here the 3 phases are there. One is pre-sales interaction, product or service production and delivery, and the post-sales interaction. In the pre-sales interaction, there are 2 steps are there: customer inquiry and order planning and generation, cost estimation, pricing of product services. These 2 steps are as a part of the pre-sales interaction. Then order receipt and entry, and that is the first step in second phase: order selection, prioritization, order scheduling, order fulfillment and delivery. And the last one is order billing and account payment management. This is customer service and support. This is about the mercantile process model, consumer merchant's perspective. In the previous class, mercantile process model from consumer's perspective. Whatever the electronic commerce is popularized, not only providing communication between the customers and merchants, it also includes the payment mechanism also essential. In the most cases, the payment plays a key role. So here the electronic payment playing a crucial role, and for the popular of electronic commerce, the electronic payment, e-payment system playing a important role. So now we have to discuss about the e-payment system. Generally, a particular person particular person paying an amount for getting a product or service from the merchant. So such payment should be paid through cash or through electronic transaction. If it is the payment made through electronic form, means by swiping a card or by paying any other third party transaction or by using net banking mechanism, etc. So simply we have to say the amount transferred in electronic form is called electronic fund transfer. Such type of mechanism is known as electronic payment. Such type of system is known as electronic payment system. Simply, the payment made through electronic form, such as sending an amount by using cards, electronic cards, or by using net banking mechanism. Such type of payment is called electronic payment. Such type of system is called electronic payment system, and it is also called as electronic funds transfer. Here the electronic payment system are emerging in banking, retail, healthcare, online markets, and even government organizations, and in fact anywhere money needs to change hands. The emerging payment technology was labeled as electronic funds transfer. EFT was defined as any transfer of funds initiated through an electronic terminal, telephonic instrument, or computer or magnetic tape so as to order, instruct, or authorize a financial institution to debit, credit an account. The EFT was defined as, the EFT means electronic funds transfer, was defined as any transfer of funds initiated through an electronic terminal, telephonic instrument, or computer or magnetic tape so as to order, instruct, or authorize a financial institution to debit or credit an account. It utilizes computer telecommunication components both to supply and to transfer money or financial assets. EFT can be segmented into three broad categories. One is bank and financial payments such as ATM, retail payments such as debit cards, online e-commerce payments. Once again, the payment mode through electronic form or the payments as electronic funds transfer. Electronic funds transfer means to credit or debit an amount to or from account used for an order, used electronic or telephone mechanism or computer to instruct or authorize a financial institution for the debit or credit an account. Such is called EFT. EFT is divided into three types, that is bank and financial payments such as example ATM, automatic teller machines, retail payments such as debit cards, online e-commerce payments such as net banking or any other third party payment mechanisms. These three categories are there as of EFT, electronic funds transfer. Then online e-commerce payments are token based systems, credit card based system, digital token based electronic system. Again three categories are there. Online e-commerce payments, here token based systems. Token based systems are e-cash, nothing but DG cash, e-check, net checks, smart cards or debit cards. Then credit card based system, that is encrypted credit cards, third party authorization numbers. Digital token based electronic payment systems, it is a new financial instrument, the electronic token which will be in the form of e-cash or e-checks. They are designed in various forms of payments packed by a bank or a financial institution. Once again, the e-commerce payments or online e-commerce payments are three categories: token based, credit card based, digital token based. Token based consists three types: e-cash, nothing but DG cash, e-checks, net checks, smart cards or debit cards. Then credit cards based system, that is encrypted credit cards, third party authorization numbers. And the third point is digital token based. It is a new financial instrument, the electronic token, which will be in the form of e-cash or e-checks. They are designed in various forms of payments packed by a bank or financial institution. Then e-tokens are three types, that is cash or real type. Transactions are settled with the exchange of electronic currency. An example of online currency or e-cash, that is known as e-tokens. Then debit or prepaid. Users may pay in advance for the privilege of getting information. Examples of prepaid mechanisms, prepaid payment mechanisms are smart cards, electronic purses that store electronic money. Then credit or postpaid, the server authentication the customers and the verifies with the bank that funds are adequate before purchase. Examples of postpaid mechanisms are credit or electronic checks. Then eCash. eCash is a new concept in online payment systems because it combines computers and convenience with security and privacy that improve all paper cash. Its versatility opens up a host of a new market and applications. eCash focuses on replacing cash as a principal payment system in consumer oriented e-payments. Then to displace cash, the electronic payment systems need to have some qualities of cash that current credit and debit cards lack. Cash can be held and used by anyone, even those who don't have account in a bank, and cash places no risk on the part of the acceptor that the medium of exchange may not be good. Once again, what about eCash? It is the new concept in online payment. What it is doing means it combines computerized convenience with security and privacy, and its versatility opens up a host of new market and applications. eCash focuses on replacing a cash as a principle of payment system in consumer oriented. To displace cash, the electronic payment systems need to enhance quality of the cash that current credit and debit lack. Cash can be held and used by anyone, even those who don't have an account in a bank, and cash places no risk on the part of the acceptor that the medium of exchange may not be good. Then, properties of eCash. eCash must have the following four properties. One is monetary value, interoperability, retrievability, security. We'll see one by one. Monetary value. It is equal as the same traditional cash. It is the eCash must have monetary value. It must be backed by either cash, bank authorized credit card, bank certified cashier check. When eCash is created by one bank, it is accepted by others. Reconciliation must occur without any problems. So nothing but it is equal to traditional cash without any uh, loss, and it must be accepted by other banks also. If it is accepted by a particular bank, the same must be accepted by other banks without any problems. Interoperability. eCash must be interoperable, that means exchangeable. That means eCash may be converted into the traditional cash, and again traditional cash will be considered as a converted as a eCash. It must be operated in place of the other cash, paper cash, goods and services. It may be used for the cash purpose and to purchase a goods and other services, electronic benefit transfer, etc. Then retrievability. eCash must be storable and retrievable. Remote storage and retrievable would allow users to exchange eCash from home or office while traveling. The cash could be stored on a remote computer's memory in smart cards or either cash transported standard special purposes devices. That means carrying of e-cash is so easy and say more security. It is also easy to operate like traditional cash. Then security. E-cash may not be easy to copy or not easy to tamper while being exchanged. This includes preventing and detecting duplication and double spending. E-cash in action. E-cash is based on cryptography systems called digital signatures. This method involves a pair of numeric keys, one for locking and other for unlocking. Messages encoded with one numeric key can only be decoded with other numeric key. The encoding key kept. Then this is about the various types of e-payments and the today class for mercantile process model, merchant's perspective as well as electronic payment system. Thank you for listening my class.